Captain Marvel, this is the newest DC flick. It stars Zachary Levi and... Sorry? What? What do you... Captain Marvel, yeah, it's DC. Yeah, Zachary Levi, the red, yellow, yeah, bang bang, yep, lightning. When did they changed his name? When was this? 1972. How so he's Shazam now. He's not no Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's someone else. So that's a bit confusing. Let's try this one again. Captain Marvel is the newest MCU film, the 21st MCU film, and it stars Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, Sam Jackson reprising his role as Nick Fury, a young Nick Fury, as well as Jude Law and Ben Mendelsohn, and it follows the story of Carol Danvers and basically, becoming and finding out who she is as Captain Marvel, as this hero from Kree, and she goes to Earth and shit goes down with the Skrulls, these shape-shifting kind of aliens, and it's, set in the early 90s, so it's a bit before all the other shit happened with the Avengers, but it's going to lead on to the newest movie, Avengers Endgame. Now, this review is going to be very interesting because it seems there's a lot of politics behind everything that's coming back from this movie. Now, I'm not necessarily behind Brie Larson's way of, talking about sexism and racism and all this stuff in the movie industries and kind of making that, politics into this movie, because I'm not a big guy when it comes to politics movie. Leave it out there. I'm here to see a fucking movie. But I was never letting that, I wasn't going to let that affect my review of this film, because it's an MCU film, and even though the trailers, to me, didn't seem as fantastic, I was still looking forward to it, because MCU rarely misses. To me, though, this movie felt like a Phase 1 movie. That's probably the best way to put it. Those movies aren't bad, but they just don't feel as good and awesome as the newer stuff. And I feel like this just doesn't live up to the Black Panthers, the Infinity Wars, the Ragnaroks, the Homecomings, the stuff we've been seeing, Civil War, even going back to the first Avengers. Just that stuff onward is very rarely it doesn't miss. This one, it didn't miss, but it wasn't close to the bullseye either, if that makes any sense. Let's get into it though. Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, I think she does some awesome action stuff. She had a lot more wit and humour than I thought she would, which is obviously a good thing. But to me, I'm not sure about her performance in this film. I know she's a good actress. She's won an Oscar. I know that. I've seen some of her performances and she's good. I just felt like she was stale at times when her character didn't necessarily need to be stale. And it wasn't like an ongoing thing, this is her character, this is the way she is. It just kind of changed from moment to moment. And I thought that was a bit weird. As well as some other characters, I loved Nick Fury. Sam Jackson absolutely crushed it. He was the standout for me in this film. He was awesome to watch. The de-aging CGI looked fantastic. He was very, barely noticeable. If you told me this guy's, 40 years of age, I'd probably buy it. But he killed it. Ben Mendelsohn I really liked as the head Skrull. He was really, really funny. Kind of cool, bad guy kind of thing going on. I liked that he kept an Australian accent. It kind of sounded like English at times, but, repping us nonetheless. As well as some of the side characters. I liked Jude Law. I think they could have used him a bit more, though. But that's just the characters. The story, I don't think I was necessarily as invested as maybe I wanted to be. I think that's kind of the thing that I kind of take away from this film, that it just didn't give me something to dive at. And I wanted something to dive at. Yes, the action's cool. The visuals aren't phenomenal. They're not stunning, but they're alright. But I just never jumped into this film as I wanted to. I don't know what necessarily the problem was there. I just didn't get as intrigued and connected to this film as I wanted to be. And you can say, well, as Brie Larson says, it's not made for you. And I understand that. I'm a 20-year-old male, white male, and I'm not, going to look up to Captain Marvel and say I want to be her one day, but that shouldn't stop me as enjoying films as the way some of the women, enjoy Batman or Spider-Man or whatever. And I loved Wonder Woman, so don't give me, it's the female thing, because I really, really loved Wonder Woman, and I really felt something for a character that I didn't necessarily get out of Captain Marvel. Now, the thing for me that I think maybe stood out was I don't know the necessarily direction they were trying to take with this film. It's hard to say, because they had kind of buddy cop moments with Fury and Captain Marvel, and that worked. but then they kind of switched to some more emotional stuff with like her best friend and with the Earth stuff. Then there's like some more hardcore action stuff with the Skrulls. And then there's kind of some fish out of water stuff that they really didn't delve into but gave us a taste of. I would have liked them to just stick to a direction and kind of nail it, and that would have made it a lot better. Now, saying that, the story I think was fine. I don't know a lot about Captain Marvel. I don't have a lot of source material going back to her, so I don't know what's really a great origin for her. But this was fine. I think it wasn't necessarily predictable, but I was never shocked. I think I kind of went, okay, there's a twist there. I kind of saw it coming, but I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, fucking knew it from the second I stepped in this film. Like, it's not that, but it's not some Sixth Sense mind-blowing shit, which is probably not going to be. It has touches of those early MCU films to me. I feel like there's parts of them that are good, but that just the whole doesn't necessarily all click, and the humor to me didn't click at all. This may be one of my least favorite comedy aspects of the entire MCU. This was just not at all funny to me. I very rarely laughed at the jokes they were making. They didn't go as hard as maybe some other MCU movies go, but it just didn't get in on that sense. The score was cool at times. The actual soundtrack aspect, the score I think worked with some of just the action moments, adding in some cool things. But some of the songs I liked because it's cool. We're in the 90s. Let's show us 90s songs. Cool. One specific scene towards the end, I just think this song was just such a poor choice towards this scene. It just didn't mesh well at all. It looked like I was playing my fucking phone out and just picked a random song and plopped it on the screen and played it next to it. It just didn't click for me that whatsoever. And I feel like that's just the way to put this film. It just didn't connect. It didn't click on my... The way I wanted to is the way to put it. It's hard because I did enjoy this film. I probably would see a sequel. It's hard to say because obviously it's MCU, so I'm going to see it anyway. But some films like, Doctor Strange, where I don't really know this character. I'm not a big Benedict Cumberbatch fan, but I enjoyed the film, and it's kind of in that group for me with like the Iron Man 3s, the Doctor Strange, the Ant-Mans, where it's not, on the side of some of the other poorer films like Iron Man 2 or Thor 1 and 2, Captain America First Avenger, but it's not up there with the ones I said before, Avengers, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Captain America Civil War. I could go on, but it's very kind of in the middle for me, as well as quickly before I give him my grade. The way they gave the eye, they touch on the eye, wasn't for me. I'll say that wasn't for me. I think some of my friends enjoyed it, but I don't necessarily like the way they lost the eye, because that kind of thing, it was like, well, he's got two eyes, are they going to show him losing an eye? They did, and it just didn't... It wasn't for me. I'm going to give Captain Marvel a C+. Thank you guys for watching my review of Captain Marvel. I think this is definitely a movie that you should take everything you hear with a grain of salt, because I think there's a lot of people that are kind of, I hate Captain Marvel, I hate Brie Larson, or I really like it, women, feminism, let's fucking go. People in the middle that are just kind of watching it for what it is, but it's kind of getting a lot of mixed reviews. Again, not bad, not great to me. It just kind of was a decent film. I enjoyed it, but I'm not bragging to anyone about this film or running to see it again in any shape or form. Does get me fucking hyped for Avengers Endgame. We're like a month away from that, a month and a half, so let's get fucking hyped. Check out my other videos. I just dropped a Blu-ray update yesterday, as well as my Alita Battle Angel review a couple of days before that. Check it all out. All the stuff's there. You can subscribe, check out more stuff that I come forward with. Comment below what you thought of the movie, what you thought of the review, whatever you want to talk about. Give it a thumbs up. But of course, guys, have a good one.